Welcome back to the Ropes Family Podcast. I'm so grateful that you are joining us today. We have a special opportunity here, or a special kind of episode. I'm going to call Donovan, who is in Peru, and he's going to give us a quick update on what's going on there. So give me a second, and I'll dial him up. 1 second. All right, let's see if I can get him on the phone here. All right, we're calling him. I hope you guys can hear that. Hey.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm trying to old man. I tend to yell when I'm on the phone.
Oh,
when there's
okay.
any loud noises around.
Okay.
So anyway, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we can hear you okay.
Okay, awesome.
So we are live, already recording.
Oh, good.
So how are things going? You just want to give us a quick overview on what you've done the last couple of days?
Yeah, so the first couple of days here in Catamarca, I could never pronounce it anyway, in Peru, we went out to some sites that a couple of them were potentials for digging water wells. Most of these areas, the water is either lacking or it's just extremely bad. And so they're putting together a program. There's already one in place, and they're working on maybe adapting it a little bit to get the areas, the school, like one of them was a school, one of them's a community, to where, you know, they end up taking complete ownership, and they get to the place where the well's put in, and then they continue to grow in their faith in Christ, and become growing disciples, and then they can minister to the community. So we went to a few places. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So through the digging of the water well, there's gospel opportunities there, and then hopefully it's just carried out through the seed, I guess, is the water well.
Yeah, it's kind of both. The community, a lot of these places that we go to, they already have a small contingency of believers, and so they work on helping them to grow in their faith. And then the well really does. I mean, it provides health and nourishment.
Okay, I think we lost you right there at the end of your sentence, but.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We understand you're in Peru, and you're driving, and you're on your way to somewhere right now, right? You're like in a bus with the team, right? Uh-oh. Hey, so the call failed. This is probably going to happen a few times, listeners. So I'm going to try calling him back to see if we can get him. So basically, while we're calling, I'll kind of explain. So Donovan is on a vision trip to Peru with a team of other pastors. They're just kind of touring sites and seeing. There's ministry opportunities for our church. That's what Donovan's basically looking at. And so they've visited a few places. He was just talking about a program where they build water wells. That would be something that would be good, and it has a good foundation for ministry to be done. I'm going to try calling him one more time. Let's see. So sorry about all that. The dropping calls in and out, but can you? So you are on a trip with a bunch of other pastors right now that are.
Yeah, so we're here in Cajamarca, the area in Peru, and there's about 4 or 5 other pastors. There's a couple of guys from the Baptist General Convention of Texas. There's a couple of people that are probably they're looking at moving here as missionaries, kind of exploring. And so we've been going to some different sites, looking at ministry opportunities. Part of what the Baptist Convention of Peru has been doing for a couple of decades now is they've been drilling water wells. And so there's a new guy that is trying to join with them that has been digging wells for different purposes. And anyway, he's with our group. And so we've been going to some different sites to look at how we can get the community. Usually there's a school or something that they have no water. 4 months out of the year, they have no water.
Oh wow.
or bad. I mean, it's hard to comprehend. And you got 40 or 80 kids. You imagine having a school with no water for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, and so those are some of the places that they're looking at putting a well in. But part of the deal is before they put a well in, they make sure there's community buy-in. You know, if it's a school or if it's a small community, they want them. First, is there a gospel presence? You know, are there believers there that that they're going to be able to build and grow? And you know, the living water. Of course, that's what the reference kind of goes back to Christ. Christ is the living water.
Mm-hmm.
And so they start the process of discipling them and making sure that once the well is put in there, they maintain it. It's theirs. And so you're teaching them to be not really self-sufficient, but kind of. And then
Mm-hmm.
that way they become the gospel presence as new kids come in, new families come in, and the water is kind of dispersed within that community. The believers there become the witness, and so that's kind of, as far as the wells go, that's kind of what the model is that they're trying to do. And then the other, we've gone to a couple of schools that are one's a private school, some of them are public schools, and you can do sports ministry. I mean, the kids are kids. It's pretty fun to watch them. I don't I don't speak any Spanish whatsoever, but the kids are just having fun. And you know, I was taking some pictures of them, of course, and then showing them to them, and then they want to get all their friends together and group together.
And take a
And
big
so
picture. Yeah.
take big pictures or do funny pictures and stuff. And so it's been pretty fun as far as that goes. We're on our way right now to meet with about 20 other pastors. We just got a flat tire, and they actually just got it put back on, and they're
wow.
mounting up. Yeah, they're rounding us up.
Okay.
And so so anyway, but we're going to go meet with these pastors. It's about an hour and a half away from Cajamarca.
Oh wow.
And we're going to go. Yeah, we're going into the mountains. We're in the mountains right now, and just kind of explore what needs they have that maybe some of us can meet in the future. So, it's been eye opening.
Really?
English as a second language. Several of these places say if you can bring in some people to begin teaching English as a second language, that's a good opportunity.
Really? That sounds nice.
Yeah.
So you sent me a picture yesterday of one of the food they were making. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but do you want to kind of give a quick snapshot of that? I don't think you ate it, but if you want to.
No, we did not eat it there. So that was out at one of these villages that they just put the well in. That is it's called koi, COY.
Okay.
But it's basically a guinea pig. and they it is, and they raise them specifically to eat.
Oh wow, okay.
Those were 3 months old, and so at 3 months old they harvest them, and they've got pens, and then they clean them and fry them up, and you eat them with potatoes, and so that's we did not eat. You did
not partake in that meal. You just
that was I just happened to be fasting. I hate to say no. So anyway, it was interesting to watch, but man, they were excited for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway,
so is it? What's the culture like? I know you've got to get back on this bus and go.
Yeah.
What's it?
So we're in the mountainous region, so that you've got a couple of different cultures. In the city, I'm not sure what they do for finances.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot to do.
Okay.
Just a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah. For the listeners, he's getting back on their bus because they blew a tire and they could talk on the phone for a second.
Yeah. Okay. So let me put my earbud in.
It sounds better. It sounds better if you don't put those in.
Okay. I won't. So So anyway, we're headed up the mountain now, so I may lose you here pretty quick.
Okay.
But yeah, so just I couldn't. The culture is Peruvian, so Google it. Yeah. Cajamarca, where we are, there's a lot of dairy community there, and so they supposedly have the best ice cream, which I have not got to try yet. But and just rural living in the mountainous area. So
Okay.
Anyway,
So, as far as opportunities that our church could be looking at, have you seen any opportunities where you think, I know that's kind of a put you on the spot question, but where our church could
yeah,
potentially go and serve?
yeah. Like I said a second ago, English as a second language might be a good bring some people to do that. Some of the sports ministries, I think what they're looking for is something that could be like a long-term discipleship ministry.
Okay.
Is really, if we're going to be, they want people to commit to maybe like 4 or 5 years,
Oh, wow.
and then and so coming back once a year.
Oh, okay, for 4 or
But
5 years.
yeah, for 4 or 5 years, yeah. And so the question that I have, if we're going to commit to 4 or 5 years and they want discipleship, what can we do when we come over here that they could follow up on in the time that we're gone? What
Yeah.
resources could we put in their hands? Because I think that's going to be a key. If we're going to be committed to one community for that long, how can we do something? And so those are the questions that we're going to have to answer as a church.
Yeah.
And in communion with the local missionaries here. How can we partner with them to disciple over that type of a time frame?
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I mean, they're still they need BBSs. There's things like that, but they just don't want. They're trying to avoid people just dropping in, throwing something at the community, and then leaving.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Leave them something
Yep.
that can set them up for success down the road, not just for when people are here.
Yep.
And, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'm losing my signal.
Okay. Well,
So
we'll let you go. It's been
all right.
We're looking forward to you getting back. I think you're heading back
Yep.
tomorrow, right? It's like a
Yep.
couple hour flight.
20.
Right?
Yeah. A couple hour time 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's some layovers and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to get back, going through, taking some pictures. And so I think as a church and as a community, we might have some good opportunities.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call, Josh.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, and that was Donovan. You guys have heard him on the podcast before, but he's, like I said, he's in Peru, exploring mission opportunities for our church to go in the future. So, if you were feeling like you're wanting to go on a trip or some kind of mission opportunity, be in prayer for that. We've got one coming up. We've got a trip to Southeast Asia coming up next summer, and then maybe a trip to Peru coming up in the future if we can kind of make some contacts and line out some details. So be in prayer for those. Be receptive. Ask God for some direction in that and how you can help. Maybe it's helping send the missionaries or send the team from our church financially or prayer or something like that. There's many ways that we can all get involved in missions. And like we said, we had Kevin and Lauren on last week's episode, and our church, we support them and we send teams to them and things like that. So there's many ways we can get involved. So if you are looking to get involved, maybe that could be your family challenge, is to start praying about ways you can get involved as a family in ministry. That kind of goes along with the episode last week. But that's all we got this week. I know it's kind of a short episode, but it'll be good. It's good to hear from Donovan. Good to hear from him. And sorry about some of the quality there. He is on a different side of the world, and at least a different hemisphere. He's on the same side of the planet, but different hemisphere. So thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.